I've been investing in various assets for 25 years. I've been investing every single month without fail for the last 6 years for my teenage daughters with £100 a month for both of them. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like by looking at their Vanguard ISAs. But before I get there, I want to lay out 3 different scenarios, 3 paths they could take. The first is if they ignore me and don't invest. The second is if they keep investing the same amount. And the last one, what I'm hoping for, if they up it by a few £100 each month. Scenario 1, they ignore me and spend it all in their 20s. Let's start with the scenario that worries me. The one I'm really hoping doesn't happen. But if I'm being realistic, it's probably the most common path for young people in their 20s. And knowing how my girls react when I mention long-term investing, this is the scenario I'm 95% confident is going to happen. So my nightmare scenario is this. They turn 18 or maybe it's their early 20s. They're earning their own money for the first time. They've got a bit of independence. They've got freedom. And the last thing they want to think about is investing, long-term investing. And look, I completely understand it. I get it. I was young as well. I remember what it felt like to have a bit of money in my pocket and loads of things to spend it on. New clothes, holidays with the lads, eating out, nights out, a car, etc, etc. That's not unique to my daughters. That's just being young. And I'm not here to lecture them about enjoying their youth, their life, because that's important as well. But here's what I really want them to understand, fully understand. The cost of spending everything in your 20s isn't just the money you spend, it's the time you lose. And when it comes to investing, time isn't just important, it's the single most valuable thing in the whole equation. More valuable than how much you invest. More valuable than which investment you choose. More valuable than anything. Now, I talk about compound interest all the time. Even Albert Einstein apparently called it the 8th wonder of the world. If I'd kept investing between the age of 18 and 43, I would probably be sat on well over £600,000 just from index funds. So if my daughters hit their 20s and think, I'll start worrying about it later, when I'm older. If they end up just like their mother and join Team YOLO, they're not just delaying saving, they're giving away the most valuable years they'll ever have as investors. It's important, and you can never get those years back. That's scenario 1, which is basically do nothing, spend everything, and spend the rest of your life trying to play catch up. Most people in their teens and even early 20s, unfortunately, will completely ignore this type of video. The sad reality is that the UK as a whole is not a nation of investors. Scenario 2, they keep it steady at £100 a month until 40. Now let's talk about the middle ground, the middle path, the sensible route, the one where they look at what I've built, what their mum have built for them, they appreciate it, they understand the principle, and they keep going. They keep going with it. Here's what that looks like in practice. They continue investing £100 a month, the same amount we've been investing for them since they were about 10, consistently from where we are now right the way through to the age of 40. So we're talking about roughly 30 years of total investing. They don't need to think too hard about investing. They don't need to become finance experts. They just need to set up a direct debit into a stocks and shares ISA, put into a globally diversified index fund and leave it alone. Simple as that. At an average annual return of 10%, which is broadly in line with what global stock markets have returned historically over long periods. With this scenario, they're looking at a portfolio of around £226,000 by the time they are just 40. Let that sink in for a moment. £226,000 at 40 years old, built on just £100 a month. Now I've told them this info quite a few times, and they just look at me as if to say, nice one, Dad. And inwardly, they are definitely thinking, why is Dad so boring? Anyway, that 10% figure is an average. Some years the market will do more than 10%. Some years it'll do less. There will be crashes along the way. There always are. Like 2008 and 2020. Markets have dropped sharply before and they'll do it again. The key is understanding that those dips are temporary. And the people who stay invested long term through them are the ones who end up on the right side of the long-term average. And what could 226,000 actually mean for them at 40? It could be a substantial deposit on a bigger house, a bigger family home. It could be the financial cushion that lets them take a career risk, start a business, go self-employed, change direction entirely without the fear of everything falling apart, going tits up. It could be the base from which they keep compounding towards genuine retirement. Or they could simply choose to keep it invested and watch what it becomes by the time they're in the mid-50s or 60s. This is the be consistent, be patient path. It doesn't require sacrifice. It doesn't require my girls to be experts. It just requires the discipline to leave that £100 going out every single month and not to touch it. And the outcome is awesome. Discipline and patience is the opposite of the vast majority who look for quick and easy money. One of the most important things I've learned over the last 25 years as an investor is to go against the herd. Scenario 3, they really go for it. Now let me show you what happens if my daughters really catch the investing bug. Hopefully, fingers crossed. What if they do what I did when I was 35? They actually fall in love with the idea of building wealth, real wealth. They get interested in financial independence and they decide they want to use investing not just as a savings habit, but as a genuine path to financial freedom. Here's what that could look like. From now until they're 25, so roughly another 8 to 10 years, they carry on at £100 a month, just keeping the habit ticking over. If they're in their early 20s, they probably don't have huge amounts of money, disposable income at this point. And that's okay. £100 a month is completely manageable though, in my opinion. They're building the habit, they're growing the pot, and they're letting the compounding work, compound interest. Then at 25, as their careers start to pick up, as they're earning more money and their expenses are still relatively low, before mortgages, before kids, before all financial demands really kick in later in life, they step it up. £500 a month from 25 to 40. That might sound like a big jump, but think about it. If you're earning a decent salary, decent income, in your mid to late 20s, £500 a month is very achievable with the right priorities, the right goals. That's £125 a week. It's less than people pay for eating out and coffee every single week. What does that do to the numbers? At the same 10% average annual returns, they're now looking at a portfolio that opens a door to genuine early retirement by 40. They would roughly end up with 391k. Now, for most people, this is probably not quite enough for retirement, but that's not factoring in what their partner brings to the table. And 391k is still a huge amount at 40. It's your mortgage paid off, maybe 1 or 2 rentals paid off, and bringing in about £1,500 every single month in extra income. The difference between scenario 2 and scenario 3 isn't luck, it isn't talent, it isn't having a rich parent to bail them out, because the foundation we've built for them is just a starting point. The difference is simply deciding in their mid-20s, when they have the income, extra income to do it, to prioritise their financial future a little bit more aggressively. That's it. That one decision is the entire difference between a very comfortable outcome at 40 and a life-changing one. The reveal. What 6 years of £100 a month actually looks like. So, that brings me to what I promised at the start of this video. The moment of truth. What is 6 years of investing £100 every single month actually produced for my daughters? After 76 consecutive months of investing every single month, never missing one, the total amount invested for each of them is around 7,600. That's the cold hard input, 7,600 of our money, going in month by month, year by year, through good markets and bad markets, through the crash in 2020 and the recovery that followed, through the uncertainty of 2022, inflation, and out the other side, every single month. That is what happens when you fully understand how important investing is. And the current value of that portfolio is around £12,000, which means the total rate of return is 137% roughly. That's average annual returns of 11.8%, nearly doubling the money without doing anything complicated. No stock picking, no trying to time the market, no watching charts all day, every day, no panic selling when things dip. Just a globally diversified fund, a direct debit, and patience. Now you might be thinking, nothing special. You're looking at that 12,000 figure and thinking, that's a decent return, yes, percentage-wise, but it's not exactly a fortune. And you're right, on its own, 12,000 isn't life-changing money, but that is completely missing the point of this whole video. That 12,000 didn't exist before. It was built from nothing. Well, £100 at a time. And more importantly, it's already working. It's already compounding away every single day. That money sits in the fund, it's generating returns. It's laying a foundation for our daughters. And those 3 scenarios I've just walked through show exactly what that foundation is capable of becoming, given time. Summary. What I hope my daughters take from this video is that the amount doesn't matter. nearly as much as the habit. You don't need to start with a lump sum. You don't need to understand everything about money, about the markets, about investing before you begin. You don't need to wait until you're earning loads of money. You just need to start, even £25 a month, £50 a month. Get it going, put it somewhere sensible, and let time do what time does. Let compounding work its magic. I started this just over 6 years ago because I wanted to give my girls, our daughters, a head start. A gift that isn't a toy or a piece of clothing, but something real that could actually change their financial lives if they choose to build on it. I'm watching that pot grow over the years, watching that 137% return appear on the screen. Honestly, it's one of the most satisfying, best things I've done as a parent. Even though they probably don't realise it, the rest is up to them. I can show them the numbers, I can make the case, I can make this video, but they're going to have to make that choice, that habit for themselves. And I genuinely hope they do. So if you're watching this and you've got kids of your own, or even if you're young, like in your early 20s, and you haven't started investing yet, I really hope this has given you a kick up the arse, something to think about. The best time to start was years ago. The second best time is right now, today. If that has got you interested in investing, see below for a recent video where I talk about the importance of 100,000